Hello, everyone. My name is Katie, and welcome to the Greenland Quilter channel. I hope everybody has had a terrific week, and we are already in the next weekend of December. Imagine that. I don't know about anybody else, and I've been harping about this for, I don't know, the last 4 months now, I think, that it seems like our planet is spinning too fast or something because this year has just, I don't know, blown by. It's crazy. So look who I have here in my live tonight for the first time. I have Zaza, and I'm going to spotlight her. And I want her to tell you guys about a little bit about her, or I want you to tell them a little bit about yourself and about your channel. And yeah, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Zaza. I'm the Inappropriate Quilter, and you just picked the perfect time for my voice to just go. I'm a 50-something woman well, I'm just 50 actually, just turned 50, not 50-something yet. From Scotland. I live in a little town just opposite Edinburgh, and I have a husband, 2 kids, and I like to sew and quilt. I don't do a huge amount of quilting. I quite like crafty things. I like smaller projects. So there's not really a very new channel. There's not really too much to say. I'm new to all this, so it's a new experience for me being on somebody's channel like this and talking about
Yeah, I
myself.
know what you mean.
Normally I come on
Crazy.
somebody's channel and I just chat and talk, say, what's in the chat. So hello to everyone that's here. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm going to try and catch up on some of my Christmas sewing tonight. We've all had the flu and it's been like a plague house and I'm way behind. So
I hear that the UK has got an exponentially bad case of it this year. They had to close schools and everything else because it's so bad.
Hospital wars and things. And it's not that they picked the wrong vaccine, but even that, we were due to get our vaccinations the week that, because I believe in vaccinations for things like that. The flu's really dangerous if you get it. And my friend, her mum, who was vaccinated, she was in bed for a month with it.
Ouch. From what I understand, it mutated is what's happened.
Yeah. So although they got the vaccine right, the mutation that's hit is just different enough that the vaccine works on some people and not others. I mean, her husband looked after her the whole time she had it, and he was okay. But yeah, she's lost a huge amount of weight and was really ill.
Yeah.
I thought Norman was going to end up in hospital. He never gets ill. He never gets anything. And he was in his bed for over a week.
Let's see. They gave all of us who are at risk both our vaccinations 2 months ago ahead of this. So any flu that's going to come flowing through here should at least keep it. The way I look at vaccines is when I moved here, I was on a 3-year vaccination for pneumonia because I'm prone to pneumonia. And normally pneumonia comes from catching influenza. And I can't fight off influenza, so I end up with pneumonia out of it. And so I was getting flu shots and the pneumonia shot. But because they didn't offer pneumonia vaccine here, every time I did catch influenza, even though I was vaccinated against it, it didn't stop me from getting pneumonia, but it did keep my behind out of the hospital because I knew the symptoms of pneumonia. Because if you can imagine taking a piece of paper and wadding up that sound it makes, that's what pneumonia sounds like in your chest. And so as soon as you get that first little hint of it, if you call a doctor, they'll go ahead and put you on antibiotics to fight with it. But we have a lot of people here that are like above my age, one generation above me. There might even be 2 generations ahead of me. I'm not sure. And so they try to protect all the people who are at risk because there's a lot of older people these days here in Greenland.
As I say here, even vaccinated people are getting it because
you're going to get it. It doesn't stop you from getting it. It's supposed
just
to
stops you getting it as badly.
Yeah, it's supposed to keep you out of the hospital. That's
Yeah.
and the same thing with the COVID vaccine. We all got that too. You know, I did. I'm on number, I think that was number 6. I don't know. But it's strange how I can't do both of them at the same time. I had to do them a week apart because
Yeah.
the one year they decided to give me both of them. Holy crap. It made me so sick, Zaza. It was insane. And normally I just have like aches and pains and a little low grade fever, but that was crazy. Oh, anyway,
So yes, enough
I'm
sickness
glad you're
talk.
feeling better. When I heard you had the flu, I'm like, oh crap, she must have what's going around over there.
Yeah, it's hit really badly. The
Yeah,
country.
yeah. Let me say
Normally
hi to
our flu season's January, February, so for it to hit
yeah,
November, December is quite unusual.
yeah, definitely. Oh, so let me see. I'm trying to remember. Oh, Joy T was in the chat first. So she's the winner, the first one in the chat tonight.
Hi,
Hello,
Joy
Jim.
Talita.
Yep, and hi, Jim Pollock. This is the first time I think you've been in my channel. I think. I know I haven't. I don't remember seeing you before. So welcome to the channel. Hello,
Hi,
Deb S. Hey, Denise. How you doing? I'm glad to see you here. Hello. Woo. Wait. Um, there's also here, and then hey, Sherry. Welcome. And then we got Janet. Welcome. And Rita's here. Good to see you. I'm gonna have to pick on Rita tonight. And we got Judy Hebert. Welcome. Okay, so I think, and hi,
Deb,
Robin.
Deb
Robin.
the pug
Yeah,
mama's here.
yeah. I said hi to Deb S. Yep, that's who. Yep. So let me see. What can I ask as a question? What has everybody been doing this week? Because I have to tell you, we've had an insane day today here in Greenland. Hey, Giovanna, welcome. And Rita says, uh-oh. So first of all, I want to share something with you guys. So we've been out all day long today. So, I was supposed to do the 1,000 block tonight, number 24. Well, I'm moving it to tomorrow night. And I'm going to do work on my dragon fruit tonight because I'm extraordinarily tired because we did a bunch of stuff today. But I went to the new yarn store that opened up, and look what I found in her shop. I bought 2 different charm packs. And yeah, I know, I already told you I had 140 of them in my house.
Oh, somebody sells fabric in your town.
Yeah, a naughty girl. But you couldn't pass these up because I only paid $11 for these. And now, am I going to use them? I think I'm going to use these as giveaways at some point. I'll take them to the States with me and mail them out when I get ready to do a giveaway. But this one is called, both of these are by Tilda Fabrics, y'all.
Oh, I love Tilda. Tilda's one of my favorites.
This one's called the Wood. Now, I might can mail you one. Hey, that's a good idea because you're on this side of the pond. The first one's called the Woodland Collection, and the other one is the Plum Garden Selection. And guess how much I paid for these?
They're probably about the equivalent of about £20 in the UK.
Which is how much in US dollars?
US dollars, that's probably about $23, $26 or something.
I paid, if you translate from Danish kroners, which was 70 kroners, I paid 75 kroners a piece for them. She originally had 150 on them, which 75 kroners is $10.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So
that's like, cheap. That wasn't expecting that.
Especially for Tilda.
Tilda's Scandinavian, so
yeah, so it's pretty expensive anyway. But anyway, they're really nice colors. What I'll do is I'll go online and see if I can find the color swatch printout they show with these. But these are going to end up being giveaways. But I thought that was a cool find. That was the only thing she had in there. Everything else was, she had 3 or 4 bolts of fabric, but it wasn't regular cotton like you and I use for quilting. It was some kind of cotton, but I don't know what kind it was. It looks like
a great website because all her patterns on her website are free.
Yeah. So it looked like broadcloth to me. But anyway, she's just starting out, so she's a very small shop currently. So she didn't have a lot of yarn inventory to start with, and that's because she just opened like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So it's going to be interesting to see if she can survive the current environment that we're all in money wise. Okay, so to fill you in on what we've been outside, we've been in the stores spending money today. Oh crap, we bought for us and we bought for his mom, and we got her a care package. We do this every year in December. We go to the store and we buy her food, and uh it just depends on year to year. She had already bought a 30-day box of food, meat, so all we bought her a duck, 2 ducks, and a leg of lamb, and we got her some coffee and some sugar and some tea and some other little treats we got her. I sent some chocolate to her. And we do this every year. We make her a care package right before Christmas time, and because it's our way of doing something for her. So I also did something today. There's a cashier that works in Bruceton, and I think she's a generation above me. And we have a language barrier between her and me, because she doesn't speak any English at all. She's Greenlandic, and that's mainly what she speaks. I don't know if she speaks Danish at all, to be honest, because I've never heard her speak any Danish. It's always Greenlandic. And, I've been here for 14 years, and all the 14 years I've seen her working that cash register, we have always muddled through the language barrier, and she's so sweet and so kind. And she's just this tiny woman that sits on a stool at the cash register and working her little, tush off. And she always smiles and she says hello to me. And, and I go through her cash register, and she's a really sweet woman. And then about 2 or 3 months ago, she was in the hospital and had to be sent to Nuke because she had pneumonia. And so I was wondering why I didn't see her for 2 or 3 months in Bruce, and it was because she had pneumonia. But she's doing better and she's working. And today I went up to, when I was inside the store, I went and bought her a gift card and gave it to her for Christmas, because I wanted her to, show her that I appreciated how kind she is and how friendly she is with me, and how hard she tries to muddle through the language barrier between the two of us. And I made her cry. Didn't mean to, but I made her cry because she was just totally blown away by the fact that I had done that. So it was really cool. I have other news to tell you about, but I kind of don't know. I don't know when I'm going to tell you, but we went and we looked into something today, and I found out that I could do it. So I probably won't fill you in on the goings on until we get a response back from Denmark. And when we get a response back from Denmark, I will let you know what I'm up to. But you're going to be, I thought that you had to wait a long time, and come to find out it's not as long as you have. Then I had already bypassed it twice. So it's
There's a couple of new people in the chat. There's Jean's here. Hi, Jean. There's Winston's here.
Hi, Jean.
Winston has a channel.
Hey, Twisted Nerves, what's your first name? Do you have a first
Winston.
name?
That's Winston.
Oh, it's Winston? Okay. All right. Well, welcome to my chat, or my live.
Winston models. But before I interrupt you, I'm trying to fix my daughter's handbag. And
she says I'm teasing them.
And I'm raking through my bag of zipper pulls, and Nikolai would like this one. Look.
Look, honey.
Like a little Lego character.
Babe, come look at this.
Coming.
Hang on, he's coming. Just don't get in front of the camera because you're not dressed.
Ah,
look what she made.
Nice.
Crystal Lego. Isn't that cool?
No, it's metal, but it's just super shiny.
Oh,
but it's
wow.
It's like a little
good.
It's like a Lego man.
You and I are going to have to trade something for that then.
I can't even remember where I got them, because I've been in my thing for so long, but I just thought Nikolai would like that.
Yeah, he would. Did you see yesterday's competition between or challenge between him and Andy from Crafty Witch 232?
No, I'm way behind this week.
It
There's
was hilarious,
so
Zaza.
much stuff on
It
this
was so
month.
fun. He says, thank you, Winston, for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate that. And he says,
Here it is.
I'm assuming Winston is a he, right?
Yes. Well, I am
Okay.
assuming that too.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh my God, she guessed it already. That's crazy. Can you read my mind or something, Joy T? Listen, before anyone jumps to conclusions because of what Joy T just said, no, I'm not giving up my U.S. citizenship, but I am applying for dual citizenship.
We have that.
And apparently here too, we found out today I could have did it 7 years ago. Because you only have to be here 7 years before you can request it. And I didn't know that. I thought I had to be here a long, long time. But Zaza, look.
Yeah, we've got that one. That's it.
Yeah, that's what they did a challenge on. Isn't that super cute?
Norman's building his treehouse as an advent calendar.
Did he buy the tree? Oh,
No, I got him it for his birthday.
That's not fair.
I got him it for
I
his
want
birthday.
that one.
But they've worked out really well. It comes in 24
Yeah.
bags. So he's been building a bag a day as an advent calendar.
I want to see. Maybe he can maybe you can get him to photograph his stages as he does it. But I'm jealous because I can't even get my hands on one yet. I hope it doesn't become obsolete before we do get our hands on one.
Well, Christopher wanted and I almost get them muddled up. I think it's the.
How many pounds did you have to pay for it?
Sorry?
How many pounds did you have to pay for it? Because it had 3,000 pieces in it.
It was 200 and something. Just got it off the Lego website.
Oh, well, that's not so bad. Because we figured about maybe between 3,000 to 5,000 for it, Danish kroners, which is about $200 or $300 US.
Yeah, it was 200 and something pounds. But as I say, he got that for his birthday.
Yeah. Joy T, we just got the paperwork today. It's got to be done first, and then we don't know how long it's going to take or anything else. We also have to deal with what's going to happen with because I can read Danish, not all of it, but I can read quite a bit of Danish, but I don't speak any Danish because I've concentrated on learning Greenlandic, and Greenlandic is hard. Giovanna says she has a double citizenship, Kenyan and Italian. Yeah, it's about time I've done this because last year 3 people called me a Greenlander. And when I said, y'all think I'm a Greenlander, they're like, you earned that title. You've been here long enough to earn it. I'm like, oh, okay. You know? It's not going to do anything. It's not going to harm my U.S. citizenship or nothing, but it's time I did it, you know?
But it will make things much easier for you in Greenland, though.
Exactly. Plus, I can get a Danish passport and things like that. So, you know, if I want to use a Danish passport to travel around Europe, it will be less hassle versus, you know, the other.
Yeah.
Especially right now, because there's so many, you know, there's so many regulations and stuff going on right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do, like I said, is I'm going to work on my number 24 block tomorrow instead of today because I'm tired. And I just feel like that I would just, yeah, I'm doing it tomorrow, but I promise we will get the block done tomorrow. And I'll walk you through it. And congratulations, because Rita has been a member of this channel for 11 months now. Thank you for being one of my channel members this long, Rita. I really appreciate that. That is awesome. Okay, where is Nora? She is curled up underneath my desk. Hang on a minute. Well, hey, babe. Uh-oh, where'd he go? When you come out of the bathroom, can I borrow your phone for a minute to log on so I can show them where Nora is? That way I don't have to take mine off the stand. She's up underneath my desk, curled up. She was not happy with us earlier because we left to go shopping this morning, and we had a date night lunch today, or date lunch today
Oh,
at
how
the
dare you leave
hotel,
her?
and we left her, and then we come home and then turn around and left 5 minutes later. Oh, she was not pleased. When we came back home, because we weren't gone long enough, very long the second time around, she was at the door howling. Rita says, wow, time flies in our community. Yes, it does. I can't believe you're almost at that year mark. I should be able to log on from, can I log on from the JKK or no? I need to send the link to somewhere
Yes,
else to you.
Send
Send it to your other.
send it to the one that I use mostly.
Someone's calling you.
On.
His mom's been blowing up the phone today.
On. Oh, I know. I know. Yeah. Often.
Hang on 1 minute. I'm sending the links.
Often guys will look like that.
Kylie, it seems like I'm a little slow with the chat tonight. Hold on a minute, y'all. Let me get this, because I'm going to show you where Nora is when he gets off the phone. All right. So what is everybody got planned for the weekend? Let me know what you're planning for the weekend.
Yeah. Bye.
What was going on?
Oh, nothing. She had taken a little nap, but she thought it was morning.
Oh no, really?
Yeah.
That's
I have removed the Bluetooth and it was in my headphones.
oh okay.
Oh, I've done that here though. I've woken up at 7 p.m., looked at the clock on the wall and seen it at 7, and
Yeah.
thought it was 7 in the morning.
Babe, where's your messenger at?
Especially at this time of year when it's dark.
Oh, okay. I'm going to log on with his phone so I can show you where Nora's at. Or not. That says Instagram. What the heck? That can't be Instagram because I know I sent the link. See? It's right there.
Yeah, you sent it Instagram to me.
I didn't send it Instagram.
Ah, wait, that's because you pushed the wrong one. Here it is.
It was a different one?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know my husband's phone because I rarely ever look at his phone.
Thing is, they're all so different.
Yep. He's got, uh-oh. Hold on. Now you shouldn't hear an echo. Not really. Oh, say hi, Nora. Nora. She woke up because that beeping noise. There she is. You want to say hi? Yeah, you want to say hi?
Katie, we're seeing you. You need to turn the camera. That's it.
Oh, they can't see me?
Yeah, you can see her now. You had the camera facing you. You can see her now.
Okay, yeah. It takes about 30-second delay.
Yeah. She's so cute and so tiny.
You wouldn't think she was tiny though by when you pick her up.
She's solid.
She is. She's built like a little Nora. She's built like a little tank. What is it, girl? Nora. What are you doing? See that tail going? So there she is, y'all. That's why they're all saying hi to you, Nora. They're saying hello. They're saying hi. Yeah, you want to say hi? So there she is. So now you see her. Here, honey.
All right, turn it off.
Yeah. Now she's going to go pester him for you know what.
Yes.
Let's see.
If she's anything like mine, where she can spell it too.
Yeah, she knows. You don't even have to say her name, but you're talking about her and she knows. I don't know how she knows, but she knows. Where does his mom live? Right here in our town, up higher on the mountain. Nikolai can walk to her apartment. She says, I was her first member. Who's first member? Zaza's?
No, I don't
I'm
have a
so
membership.
behind. Rita says, plan on making a plan. Does that count? Oh, answer my question. Okay. Sherry says she's going to do some personal sewing. Congrats, Shavana. What will you be doing? I missed something. What are they? Oh, she's starting a new job. Congratulations. And then Winston says it's going to be minus 40 this weekend, so I will be indoors painting. Golly,
Oh, wow.
minus 40. Ouch.
Yeah, that's just a
That's
bit
cold. And then Robin says my agenda is to finish 1/4 diamonds, start half diamonds the other way. You're rolling along with your diamonds, Robin. And Giovanna says bartender Joy T for 3 hours a day, 2 days a week. Oh, that'll be fun. And they're all saying that Nora's adorable and cute. Okay. It will be nice for you to be out around people, says Sherry. Yep, it sure will. It'll be interesting, especially. I bet you'll hear some stories as a bartender.
I loved working in a bar. It was interesting.
I'll bet it is.
Some real character.
I bet bartenders see everything and some things they wish they hadn't seen.
Oh, yeah.
I used to be, when I worked for this restaurant, I've talked a little bit on and off about this restaurant I worked for and how we got a new manager. She took me under her wing and everything and turned me from being a hostess into a full-fledged waitress that worked a midnight shift on Friday and Saturday nights. And let me tell you what, when men come in after drinking, ooh, they are frisky. But I would make a killing while they were there.
Oh, you can make some great tips.
Yeah, I would come home with $80 from one night. And that $80 would happen within like 2 hours. And it was because I put up with their shenanigans, She says, they're going to make your face red probably because you're so innocent. She's never seen anybody as innocent as me. Despite this, how I was raised. I was very innocent to the world, put it that way. And people talking, especially men, talking the way some of them did when they're drinking was just.
Some of them can be disgusting, though.
All of that, and then putting their hands on my butt and things like that,
Oh no, nobody ever touched me.
They did.
They might have thought about it, but apparently I've got a really good death glare.
Mm-hmm. But back then, it was a thing. Now these days, I bet if they put their hands on someone's butt, they might get arrested. But back then, it wasn't like that. Men could do whatever they wanted to, short of, committing a violent act.
I worked in this hotel, and the guy that owned it was really sleazy, and he used to brush past you. Mm-hmm. Quite deliberately, and he did it to me once, and I said, if you do that again, I'm telling my dad.
Yeah.
He never did it again.
It's like when you go to it's like when we would go to church. The church, it was be shaking hands and hugging each other, and some men would hug us girls. But there was two in particular. One would hug you in such a way that his hands would be kind of under your arm, right next to your breast.
Oh.
Pretending like he's hugging you, but you know what I mean?
That's a good Christian for you.
Yeah. And then the other one would just hug you face on where he was smushing your chest into his. And I'm like, you guys make me sick. So like like copping a quick feel without getting caught, you know? But from what I understand now, the church is more modern. That church has become more modern, and they don't tolerate that now, which is good because those young girls don't have to. Oh my God, it's still not a line dry. Oh, I'll deal with this one later. Okay, let me see here. We're going to put some more of these together.
Mama, Jim. Yum.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another one of these blocks together. We'll probably put all of them together except one because I have to finish making. Remember when I was doing this on the live the other day, I kept putting this one in the wrong place. So I have to recut this strip for the next one that I'm doing. But I have enough to complete 3 quadrant or 3 of the same quadrant. I just got to get them laid out. And if I seem like I'm all over the place tonight, like I said, I am a little bit tired. So it's a little bit messy tonight. Sorry, Zaza. What are you working on?
It's a bit like that here. So it's going to be the blind leading the blind. But I've finally got this zipper tab on. We'll see if it...
All right. So what I'm doing is I'm going to join this one to this one. We have to make sure that they're going in the right direction. And then this one to this one. This purple is so pretty. It really works.
I'm going to give her the last OOD of the lamb.
Okay. You can... yeah, you've heard me mention about this church multiple times, haven't you, Denise? It's an apostolic church. It's similar to Pentecostal, only they baptize different. But a lot of the rules are the same. And it's a very restrictive religion. My parents had joined it, so as a kid, you don't get a choice.
No. It was funny because the church that Norma and I got married in, and the minister said to me once, when are you, it was after Christopher was born, he said, when are you bringing Christopher along to get christened? And I said, I'm not. And he looked to me, I said, if Christopher chooses religion, he'll do it as an adult where he can make it an informed choice.
Yeah, same here. When I raised mine, I had comments, you need to bring them into the church. I said, no, not till if they want to join the church when they become an adult, they're welcome to it.
So he'll be brought up with decent values. And
yeah, they were brought up with good values.
But him actually becoming a member of a church will be an informed decision he makes as an adult.
Yep, exactly. And that's how I did mine too. And out of the 3, 2 of them have been baptized, but my son's the only one that hasn't been baptized, and that's his choice, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Eventually, maybe one day in the future, he'll decide he wants to get baptized, but for right now, that's not the case. But he's not living a life of a devil either. He's living a clean life. So,
I think there's more to be said for being a decent human being than whether or not you go to church every week.
Exactly. That's all I care about. You know, you treat your fellow human being right, and
doing the right thing.
Be right, and don't lie, steal, and cheat if you can help it. Well, anybody can help cheating and stuff, but humans are good about lying. I mean, kids learn how to lie by the time they're 5. Yeah, Giovanna says I didn't baptize. She says she didn't baptize her kids. It is their choice. Yes. I mean, you can teach them about praying and reading your Bible if you want to, but you don't have to tell them that you got to go to get baptized or you're going to hell. Because
Yeah.
that's what we would hear. I mean, my dad was so gung ho when they first joined that church, and they were. My youngest sister, she got baptized fast, but me and Cheryl, we kind of hung back for a few months. And my dad was pressuring us, pressure. And finally, we just got tired of hearing him bugging us and went and did it. But I didn't feel like
You
I,
weren't doing it for the right reasons, though. You were doing it
yeah,
because he was
exactly.
pressurizing you.
Yeah, and I was already baptized in some other church of my own accord. Here they baptize when they're babies, and then they have something called a confirmation. But
Yeah, we say yes again.
you say yes again to God.
Yeah. We reaffirm our belief in him.
But you don't ever go to church.
Nope. It's our own choice. Like I do.
Yeah.
Nobody forces you to go to church. You have to go to church every day.
Denise says they learn it sooner than 5. Yeah, some of them does. I'm trying to remember when my youngest daughter lied to me for the first time. I think she was 4 or 5 or something like that. And I asked her why she did something. She says, I didn't do it. And I'm like, yeah, you did. But the biggest thing I did with her one time, I think she remembers this because we were talking about this recently. She must have been the age of a first grader or transitioning between a first grader and a second grader. And we had gone in the IGA store. I went in their grocery shop and she was walking around with me. She wasn't in a buggy like normal. And I didn't know that she had stashed. She had grabbed a piece of candy and shoved it in her pocket. We got in the car and she pulls out this candy. And I said, where'd you get that from? Because I knew I hadn't bought it. I got it from the store. And we were already down the road when I discovered this. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, no, I'm about to teach my daughter a lesson. So we went all the way back to the grocery store. And we walked in and I said, you see that piece? And I told her what was going to happen. I said, you're going to go in the store, show the manager what you took, and then you're going to apologize for stealing candy out of his store. And then he's going to have a talking to you as to why you should not be stealing candy from his store. And by the time it was over with, that poor child got terrorized.
Well, I remember once when Christopher he was still in a buggy, so he wasn't even 2. And we'd been shopping. And I got back to the car and I was putting him in his car seat. And he had this toy in his hand. Because it was in the winter, so he had a blanket on him. Mm-hmm. And it had been under the blanket. And I said, oh my God. I said, where did you get that? And he said, in the shop. And I went back to the shop and handed it in. And the girl in the shop was amazed that I'd actually brought it back.
Yeah, the manager was amazed that I brought my child back. I said, but I needed to teach her a lesson, you know?
Yeah.
Because if you don't nip the, we all at some point have probably taken something, all of us. I know I have. I'll be the first one to admit I've done it when I was a kid. But, when you get caught, you have to take responsibility for your actions. And that's what I wanted to teach her. And tell her what the consequences would be had she been a little bit older and done that.
Yeah, because if she'd been older and done it, they might have called the police.
Exactly. She would have been picked up for shoplifting. Let me see. Giovanna says that is the capital way, talking about the baptism thing. Hey, Sewing on the Bluff. Welcome. And I think you're Jessica, right?
Yeah, that's Jessica.
Hi, Jessica. And then Raven says, our church had a fallout about baptism before I was born. The pastor in the 70s believed in baptism at age of faith and started his own church down the road. That pastor is my son's great grandpa. Oh, wow. My grandpa was an old time. And then Sherry says, my grandpa was an old time preacher. He baptized me and my cousin in the river when we were 10 years old. Giovanna says, I was baptized as a baby, then did the confirmation at 14 years. And then Giovanna says, I did the same thing to my daughter, Katie. Yeah, you got to do something. You know, it may scare the tar out of them, but they will never forget you did that. And when we were talking about the other day, I said, have you had any trouble out of Ava doing that kind of thing? She's like, no, not yet. But Mom, if she does, I'm going to do the same thing you did to me. Because she remembered that. It's a good way to teach them without, because I grew up in a household where every time you did something wrong, you got the crap beat out of you. You know, that was just a way of it. And sometimes you didn't have to do anything to get that. And I didn't feel like I wanted to lay a hand on her about it. I thought it would be a more better teaching moment to take her and make her be responsible for her actions instead of physically doing something. Because my kids, you know, one of the things I used to say, you know, after their daddy did what he did, I used to say, what I didn't care he done it to me, but he done it to those kids. And those kids had never been in trouble their whole life. They are good kids. And why he wanted to leave them behind, I just didn't understand that. You know, because it wounded him what he did. Because my kids have never been in trouble. And now I think I'm really glad because now my kids are raising kids, and any evolution of child abuse that came from my generation and the generation before that and the generation before that and the generation before that has now come to a screeching halt.
Sorry, I'm looking for bag hardware to fix this bag of EVs.
Yeah.
I know that I've got a box of it, of all the little loop things.
Yeah. You know, they're not raising selfish kids either. I mean, they're chastising stuff. They're just not beaten. Yeah, Denise says today both of you might be in court. Ain't nobody taking apologies. Why would we be in court for doing that? Yeah. How many kids do you have? I have 3. I have 2 daughters and a son. My oldest daughter, she is 38, I think. Oh, let's get the calculator out because I lose track after a while. Keep up with everybody's birthdays. Yeah, she's 38. And then Thomas is 37. And Kristen is 36. And the oldest one, Lynette, that's the one that's coming this summer with her husband. And my youngest granddaughter, she has 1 daughter. And then my son has 1 son, as y'all know, because we've talked a lot about Thomas. And then Kristen has 2 daughters. And Abby is the oldest, and Abby turns 14 in December. And then she has Ava, who is in the 1st grade, I think.
So your daughter's coming out to visit you?
Yeah, Lynn's coming it'll be my first of 1 kid coming to see me this time.
So is that the first time she's been out, your daughter?
Yeah, it'll be the first time she'll come to Greenland. First time going across the pond, everything.
Well, it's not really across, it's a little hop.
Yeah. But they're going to fly. They're coming in July, which means they can use the flights between Newark and
the summer flights.
Yeah. unless they decide they want to fly through Copenhagen instead. But either way, they'll still come through Nuuk, whichever way they come. And they're going to come to us first. And we're going to do stuff together down here for about a week. And then we're going to get on the plan is to get on the passenger ferry and sail up the west coast to Ilulissat. And that way we can stop at different ports so they can experience parts of Greenland. It'll be the first time I've been on that passenger ship.
If they fly to Copenhagen first, they're going all the way across the Atlantic to fly all the way back.
Yeah, it's an 8-hour flight from the east coast to Copenhagen.
Yeah.
If you fly from California, it's 11. Totally long flights. And it's only 4 hours if you fly from Newark to Nuuk.
Yeah. Well, that for me, that would be a no-brainer then.
Yep. Cynthia says, hi, Katie. The most important birthday to remember is mine, January the 8th, same as Elvis, exactly 2 weeks after Christmas. 1 week after New Year's Day, write it down. Too funny, Cynthia. Okay, let's do another one. All right. Okay. I am, when I first got this dragon fruit, I was not sure I was going to enjoy it because I was struggling with it to start with. But now that I've gotten comfortable with it, I am freaking loving it. It's just, something's missing. It is, the more I mess with it, the easier it gets. And I think by the time I have all of these blocks made and ready to join them into one big quilt, I think my granddaughter is going to love this quilt.
Yeah,
this is for Abby. Yeah, and this is for Abby. She's the oldest, and she's also artistic like her Auntie Lynn. I think she's going to really enjoy all these colors. Wait, what? I missed the question. Yeah, by flying, Joy T, is a 4-hour flight. No, let me read. Is that what I said? 4 hours from Nuuk to Newark, which is New Jersey.
Well, Joy T will know that. That's where she's from.
Yep, she'll be flying through there. Unfortunately, when I fly to the States in March, I'm going to have to do the long way around.
Have you got your passport sorted yet?
No. My passport, it doesn't expire until 2027. And the reason I wanted to do it in 2026 was I wasn't sure whether or not I was going back to the States.
Oh, I thought your passport had expired.
No, not yet. No. But I don't want it to expire because you can't be stuck somewhere without one. So, and I had intended on, and probably I'll end up getting it done while I'm there when I go in March to get it done early. And that way I'll have to worry about it. But I also think that I'll probably go back to the States again in 2027 since there's going to be QuiltCon in Atlanta. And I'm going to miss out on QuiltCon this year. So me and Nicole have been talking about maybe I could just go and do that then. We just got to make sure I have someone to take care of the dog so I can go. And I think Nicola will be home during QuiltCon for 2027.
Mm-hmm.
So if he wants to babysit like he's going to do for me to go in March, he can. Unless Hanifa makes it back over here. I don't know how long she plans on staying for education in Denmark. They tend to be gone a couple years or longer.
That the person that normally watches the dog.
Yeah, that's what she's doing is education. So my boss's daughter is about to come home soon too. She's been working on a 4-year degree to become a doctor. She's getting a doctorate in as a lawyer. And she's going to be doing not she's some kind of litigation that has to do with business. It's like corporate law or something. Something to that effect. And she's probably going to use it in the Greenlandic government. It's probably what's going to happen. Because her dad is been in, he's been an ambassador in I think 3 different countries over time. Let's see, ambassador in the United States, ambassador in Vietnam, and somewhere else. And now he is the he's either the president or the vice president of the Arctic Council this year, because Denmark and Greenland are running the Arctic Council this year, or for the next 2 years. So he's been put into office to help run that. So, because there's the Arctic Council and there's something else that has to do with the Arctic. And so Arctic countries get together and have discussions and things like that. It's kind of like NATO or the United Nations, but this involves only Arctic countries.
I'm still trying to fix this bag.
Nikolai will be home Sherry, Nikolai will be home in March so I can come to the States. That's how come I get to come, because he's going to stay here and take care of the dog, because he said he wasn't going to the United States. He don't plan on going anytime soon.
It's just a shame he won't be home in February.
Yeah. Until things change, he probably won't be back to the States until something changes. Because he doesn't feel safe. And that's the first time I've ever heard him say that, but yeah. Unfortunately. So he'll get to see the Ava this summer, but he hasn't seen the other grands since. When's the last time you seen the grands, babe? Honey. When was the last time you saw the grands?
Huh?
When was the last time you saw the grands? 2022? It has been that long.
24.
You didn't go to the United States in 2024. I came by myself. No, you did. Never mind. I lied. You were there in 2024. You just didn't see, we didn't go to California. Nope. So you saw Ava and Blaze, but you didn't see Arya and Abby.
Nope.
Yeah, because we didn't go to California when you were there at that time. So you haven't seen Ava and Abby since 2022.
Yeah.
Because that's when I turned 60.
Yep.
Yeah.
What, 48?
Really, honey?
Mm-hmm.
Really, honey?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
You're going to start some stuff right now?
Yeah. Let's have a fight.
Joe Bonner says, I don't blame him, Katie. Yeah. So, what I think we might do is make a trip to Thailand, since he's not going to go to the States anytime soon. We've been invited to go spend some time in Thailand, so we may do that.
Well, my brother's just moved to Thailand. He's retiring there.
Yeah, the couple that we go out on the boat sailing with in the summertime, his wife is from Thailand. And so he did the same thing my husband did, marry someone outside of Greenland. And now they've built a house in Thailand, so they spend so many months in Thailand and so many months here in Greenland, because he actually owns a shrimping business. And right now they're building a brand new it's a ship, but not a ship like what Nikolai works on. It's about half the size, and I think they have a crew of 8, I think, something like that, so they can go into the fjords where the big ships can't, and they can shrimp fish that the smaller fjords, but their ships are not designed to go through ice. So the ship comes home to this town usually in December when ice starts sheeting up around the ocean.
Mhm.
Katie, getting sick really messed up her plans. Messed up whose plans? I missed something. Yeah, I'll be taking care of Social Security because I have to do. So what I'm going to do when I go to the States in March is I'm going to go get my driver's license renewed. And I'm also going to go to the Social Security office to get myself on whatever you call that because I haven't done that at all. I need my bank account, attached to all that. And let me see, how come I'm not going to QuiltCon? Because I'm not going to be able to come to the States until March, not February, because Nikolai will be at sea. So he's home right now, as you know, and he will go back to work January the 10th. And he won't get back home until March what?
I need to look at that.
March something, the first part of March.
Beginning of March.
Yeah, it's like at the beginning of March, and then I'll get on an airplane and go to the United States. Because he's going to take care of Nora because we don't have a dog sitter. Because Hanifa is in Denmark. Denise is in here. Denise, are you still here? She's been quiet tonight. I was going to tell her something. Next week, I'm going to try to take some time when the stores are a little bit quieter, and I'm going to do some videos for you to see some stuff. Hi, Chris. Yeah, the trouble Thailand is having is Cambodia and Thailand are the border between them two, they're fighting over it. But that won't affect my going there, I don't think it will. I don't know when we don't have any plans as of yet when we're going, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. But yeah, they've got problems going on between them. I think Cambodia is trying to take land or trying to land grab or something.
This fixing this bag is one of these things. I thought it was going to be a 2-minute job.
Even longer.
Oh, it's taking me ages. It took me ages to get the zipper pull had come off the zip. I had to try and get one that would fit it. But it was a metal zip.
Mm-hmm.
And I got one on, but and now the tab for the shoulder strap had come off, so but I'm going to have to hand stitch that on. I can't fit that under my sewing machine.
Yeah, I got sick while I was in the US last year. All because I went to Cheesecake Factory when I shouldn't have. Because I don't think what that influenza I caught came from QuiltCon.
A lot of people got sick at QuiltCon though. A lot of people came back from QuiltCon sick last year.
It was crazy, Giovanna. I had pneumonia within a week after I got sick.
Remember, Ian got sick when he'd been at QuiltCon last year and things.
Yeah, but that was Phoenix. He got sick, right?
Yeah, that's what it was last year.
So it was this year. This year was Phoenix. Last year was Raleigh.
But a lot of people came back sick.
Yeah. Well, we had gone to the Cheesecake Factory, me and my daughter, and we had waited like, I don't know, an ungodly amount of hours to even get in there. And then they crammed us in this little corner where it was so full of people, and I could hear people sniffling, and I'm thinking, great. And then I got wet because it was raining when we got outside, and I didn't have no rain gear or nothing, and so I got a little bit chilled on top of it. And about 3 o'clock in the morning, Lynette's knocking on the door. Mom, are you all right in there? I'm like, Yeah, but I don't feel so good because I had been coughing for like 2 hours. That's how quick I got sick.
But you do have asthma, Katie, don't you?
Yeah. So that was the wee hours of Sunday morning. And Sunday morning, QuiltCon had another day of QuiltCon. And I didn't go. I told her, I said, you know what, we're not going to QuiltCon because whatever I have now, I'm not passing around that place. And I felt so bad. I didn't feel well. And when she touched me on the skin, she says, Mom, you're on fire. You have a fever. And sure enough, I did. And she says, yeah, we're going home, and we had to drive all the way to Florida. By the time we got to Florida, oh, I was just so sick. I mean, it was just crazy. And the longer we sat in that car, the worse it got because I was having chills because we couldn't break the fever. And on top of that, it was like, I was concerned about making her sick because all I was doing was coughing and sneezing, and she's like, Mom, it'll be all right. I'm like, I'm worried about getting, and she was sick about 4 days later. But she doesn't
Thing
get
is, when
sick.
you're in a confined
Yeah,
space like that, it's very
yeah,
difficult
I was in
in
a
the
tiny
car.
car. Yeah, nothing you can do about it when you're like that. But her and her husband, I had checked into the hotel to start with when we got to Lake City because I had already planned that. And then I moved to Airbnb a few days later. And between the two places, she came and brought stuff for like the first 2 days until she ended up sick. And then I asked her if she'd ever used DoorDash, and she said, "Yeah, Mom." I said, "Isn't there a Panera Bread?" Because it's been a while since I've been to Lake City, some months. And I asked her if they had a Panera bread, whatever you call it. She said they did because I could order soup from them and have DoorDash go pick it up. And I did. I used DoorDash for like 2 or 3 days while I was sick. It worked, And then at some point, I was talking to Sean in Messenger, and I said, "Man, I know I have pneumonia because my chest was crackling." And he says, "Well, instead of going to an emergency room, have you thought about calling a teledoctor?" And I said, "Well, what's a teledoctor?" And he explained it to me. So I got on there on the internet and uh, signed into one of those. And I actually talked to a doctor over video, and I told him what was going on, and that I had a history of catching pneumonia whenever I'd catch influenza. And he said, and I told him I was having difficulty breathing, and basically all I said was I need antibiotics and prednisone. That's just what I told him because that's what they would do at the emergency room. You'd automatically get prednisone and a Z-Pack usually. And he wrote a prescription, called it into a pharmacist there in town, and then Lynn had Eric go by that pharmacist, pick up my Z-Pack along with prednisone, and within 3 days I was feeling better. That's how quickly pneumonia had hopped on me.
That is fast.
Yep.
But then if that's your kind of weak spot, it will be.
Yeah, I have a weakened immune system. I have no immune system because of all the, when you're a born asthmatic, you just eventually your lungs just really do bad things. It causes secondary problems is all it is. It just makes you prone to getting sick and stuff. And that's why I don't.
Catch up on the chat. Hi, Laura.
Denise, God was watching over her. Oh, wait, something happened.
Laura's daughter, somebody hit her car yesterday.
Laura says, "Hi, Katie, Zaza, and everyone. I'm sorry I'm late. I've been helping my daughter. She was rear-ended. Oh, no. She was rear-ended last night. She's fine, other than a headache and a fat lip, but her truck will need to be repaired." And then Giovanna says hello to Laura. Giovanna says, "How is Laura?" And Laura says, "Hi, Giovanna. I've been talking to my daughter all day. Physically, she's okay, but emotionally, she's having a rough day." Yeah, car accident will do that. I remember being rear-ended. That's what took my back out the way it is. And then Denise says, sorry to hear that, Laura. Auto accidents are scary. Glad she wasn't hurt worse than what she says. And then Laura says, Joy, I'm super grateful she's okay. She just really shook up emotionally speaking. And then Giovanna says, I can believe that Laura, I was hit 2 months ago, but had no problems apart from the boot needing fixed. And then Giovanna says, if you want to boost your immune system, drink ginger tea with cloves and cinnamon. That helps. And then Laura says, Denise, God was watching over her. She drives a big 4x4 pickup, and I believe that saved her life given the speed that she was hit by. And everybody's telling Giovanna, please take care of yourself. You never know what problems can occur or when problems can occur. Where? Oh, the tire when it blew out on the truck? Yeah. We'll be doing 70 miles an hour when it happened. Right front tire.
That's frightening when if a tire blows.
Yeah, what got my attention was I thought I felt a vibration in the steering wheel, and I could hear this strange sound, and like something's about to happen. And then I heard this clunk, and it sounded like I'd run over something. So I looked in my rear view mirror, and I'm like, uh-oh, we lost something. And it was the outer tread of the right front tire. And I told Nikolai, I said, look in these 2 lanes because I need to move over quickly because I knew that tire was going to blow out because there was no tread. And we got all the way over to the emergency lane, and as soon as I pulled into the emergency lane, it blew out. So we could have been.
Here, your tires are one thing. If it blows out, it goes.
Yep. So it hadn't quite blown out until we got over to the emergency lane, but we lost all the tread off of it. It had like just shaved itself off.
Yeah, no, here the tires aren't made like that. The whole thing would go.
And then I call Lynette. I'm like, Lynette, you know, we're on the side of the road with a flat tire, and there's no spare tire in your truck. She's like, Mom, did the tire? I said, and I told her what happened. She's like, oh God. And you don't, and she knew there wasn't a tire on there, but she forgot to tell us because I'm looking underneath the truck for a spare tire. There's no spare tire there.
Well, they don't come with spare tires anymore. A lot of cars.
No, this truck had one, but they had taken it off to put it on one side of the truck at some point because they had a flat or something, and then they replaced the tire and never put the spare tire back under the truck.
Oh.
Oh, I was going to tell you, Denise, that I'm going probably next week when things settle a little bit. I'm going to go make some videos where you can see the store setup of what we were talking about last night. I think it'll be fun.
When I got my carrot, sorry, Katie, on you go. Thought you'd finished.
It'll give everybody or give you an idea of what I mean about different things.
Yeah, when I got my car, it didn't have a spare tire. It came in one of these stupid cans of foam.
Although,
if you've only got a puncture, then your wheel's ruined. If you use that foam.
that foam, yeah, the foam ruins the rim.
Your wheel, so I paid for a.
You know, that truck had one. It just Eric forgot to put it back on there. And we put like 3,000 miles on that truck because I had the truck the whole time I was there. And I had drove it. We did a Florida shop hop visiting like 75 stores. And
So have you been to Quilted Twins then? That's Deb's favorite.
yes, we did. Yeah, we went to Quilted Twins. And that's just right up the road from where Myra lives. So we visited, but we did the whole northeastern end. Then we did, there's like sections of it we did. I wish I could go live inside the stores. So if y'all have questions or you want me to show you something, I can. Problem is I don't know if I'll get in trouble doing that or not. I don't know if the store people will. They've
You just ask them, can I video in the shop?
I mean, they see me in their video in the, last year I came in and videoed, but I wasn't live when I was doing it.
Yeah, I would just ask them, is it okay if I record? They'll either say yes, it's fine, or they'll be like, no, you can't. So
Yeah. Because usually I've seen people in there videoing a little bit, but not live,
yeah.
Because it's different when you're just doing a video versus talking and doing a live.
But I'm sure if you ask them nicely, they'll.
Yeah, they're pretty friendly. Most of them don't even know I have a YouTube channel, except I told someone today, they were like, you have it. Oh, it was, we were in talk. And we were talking about something. I said, did you know I have a YouTube channel? He's like, no. And so he wrote it down. So I'm sure he'll come and visit.
I've lost one of my bits of fabric. I hate when I do this.
That's a good idea, Joy T, because when I do videos inside stores, I keep people's faces out of them. Especially if there's children too.
Where have I lost this piece?
But I thought it would be fun. And also maybe we can make a trip to Stark, which is the local hardware store where they sell lumber and different things like that. Because I think it would be fun to share that too. All I want is you to get another pair of shoes, says Denise. If the ones yours, yeah. Well, that one, the boots that I ordered should get here in the box when Melanie gets my box sent off. She was gonna send my box this week, but now they have been secured, but they have a see, she has a full-time job already, but Michael is what you call retired, more or less, because he worked for Verizon Wireless for 40 years, I think. But his retirement's not enough. So he started a small business, and it's a photo booth business. And she sent me a message last night during my live. She says, I was going to mail your stuff this weekend, but now we've been booked up by photo booth. So I hope you won't be upset. I'm like, no, put money in your pocket. I'm not going to complain. You can send it next week whenever, or you can wait till after Christmas when the rush for packages, maybe it'll be less likely to get lost,
Yeah.
Because I can wait till after Christmas, after the New Year's, and then she can just send it then. Because she's going to be sending 2 boxes, big boxes. Oh, I need to change feet. No, go back to that one. Hi, Bonnie. She says,
Sorry.
most companies don't have a problem as long as you ask, because it brings their store business by the way, hi, Katie. Hi, Zaza. Hi, Nico. Hi, Mona.
Hi, Mona.
And then Linda's in here. Hello, hello, Linda. Welcome, welcome. And anybody else that just strolled in that I didn't see, hi. And Jamie's in here. I didn't see her slip in here. Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie. Hi, Terry. So Terry's here. I'm way behind in the chat. Linda, Iris, Sale Lady, Mona.
So do you guys want to ask Zaza any questions since she's in my live tonight? If you have questions, please post them in the chat.
No promises that I'll answer them though.
Yeah, that's right. She might plead the I'm not gonna say nothing. And Mona says hi to Nikolai. Giovanna's saying hi to Nikolai. He's got headphones on.
Well, he probably doesn't want to listen to us.
Sometimes he's listening to other things at the same time while watching in the chat. But I also think he might be gaming. Maybe.
Yeah.
They're
Hey,
all
man.
saying hi to you, honey.
I think they're hard going.
Yeah, Mona said hi. Giovanna said hi. Someone else said someone else said hi, but I don't remember who it was now. Laura says, okay, folks, give me a minute. My father wants me to get something on our TV now in big bold letters. Uh-oh. Did you guys see the latest news about the company called Lilly has been doing a drug test when companies create new drugs, they have people they test them out on.
Yeah.
This is a new weight loss drug that they're doing. And this drug that they're using for testing with is giving a lot of positive results. Most of their test subjects are losing up to 28% of their body weight so far on it.
The only thing with these is sometimes it's the long-term side effects that don't.
Yeah, they did mention what the side effects are they're discovering right now. With some, not all. With a few of them, there's a irregular heartbeat, but it's a mild form of this irregular heartbeat, and it seems to be working itself out. And I forgot what the other one was, but it wasn't anything life challenging. But heck, people are using those two injectables that are supposed to be for diabetics, and they're losing weight with that. And my doctor wanted to put me on not the Ozempic, but the other one because I'm not a diabetic. But he wanted to put me on it for weight loss because he thinks it'll straighten up because I'm probably insulin resistant, even though I'm not a diabetic. And but right now that particular drug is banned in Greenland. And it's probably because of how much it costs.
No, you can get it here, but a lot of people think what's going to happen when you stop taking it? Are you just going to
from what I understand, yeah. Well, see, what happened to me, I didn't have weight problems until I was 7 months pregnant with my daughter, and we almost died because of my asthma. My asthma tried to take us out. And so when I came out of the hospital, after being in the hospital for 2 weeks because they couldn't get my asthma under control, and me being pregnant was just causing more issues because of it. And the doctor really wanted to keep me in the hospital longer, but I begged to please let me go home. I promise I'll behave myself, blah, 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 And so he did, but I spent 8 months on prednisone.
Oh.
And I went from being this skinny, tiny person to what you see today. It literally destroyed my metabolism. No answers. Uh-oh, Joy said something. Hang on. Zaza, do you have rainbows in Scotland?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't realise my fabric was over the camera. Yeah, you get rainbows everywhere. As long as the conditions are right.
Zaza, yeah, Joy T also asked another question too. She says, what craft do you enjoy doing the most?
Oh, I don't know, because it's between sewing and pottery. I like making pottery.
I want to see some of your pottery too. And then she also asked,
got
wow,
some right
got lots of questions up here. Hang on. I need to backtrack. Oh, that's cute.
A little espresso cup.
Oh, I love that.
I've got a matching pair for the small angry one.
Wow, that's really cool. Joy T says, Zaza, how long have you been quilting?
Made the first quilt. Oh, I wasn't really a proper quilter though. I still wouldn't say I'm a proper quilter. I prefer sewing like smaller projects than doing big quilts. Probably about 10 years, but not seriously, if that makes sense.
And
Maybe a little
then,
bit longer than that.
okay. Hold on, because I know there was more questions. Yeah, here's another question from Joy T. She says, Zaza, does anyone in your family sew or do crafts?
My sister sews clothes, but she doesn't quilt. No, just me.
Okay.
My brother's very artistic. He's very good at art.
And then let me see here. Mona made a comment. She says there's a new dementia drug out right now, and she's excited about it. Oh, that's awesome. I hope they can find a way to help with that. And Giovanna says here, if you're not a diabetic, you can't get it. Zaza, do
Well,
Scottish men still wear kilts in the winter?
no, it's a dress thing. You wouldn't just wear a kilt. Nobody just wears one. You wear them to occasions. You know, if you're going to a wedding or you're doing something, nobody just wears a kilt.
Mona says they are advertising Zepbound for sleep apnea. I'd like to wait a few more years to see what happens. And then let me see. I already asked you the rainbows question. And then Rita says, well, wait. Rita says, well, you can all keep the guinea pig medication testing, not happening for me. And then Laura says, my father isn't a patient person. If my husband was trying to find his show, he would be patient, but he's never patient with me. And then Joy T says, Mona says Joy T has a question for Zaza. And okay, Giovanna wants to know, she wants to know, do they wear underwear underneath their kilts?
Some of them do, some of them don't. That's personal preference, I suppose.
Yeah, men are going to do, yeah. Bonnie says, Katie, I see a very beautiful, happy-go-lucky, awesome person. Oh, thank you. You know, my first husband didn't wear underwear under his jeans. And I'm like, how can you wear jeans without underwear? All right, bring the questions. Come on, you guys. Ask more questions. We'll keep Zaza hopping tonight. And she's gonna like, yeah, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I'm just happy we finally got to get together. We have to deal with that other thing though. We can talk about that after the live tonight. Sorry, I scared you earlier and didn't send you the link. I don't know what possessed me. I thought I did it. But I was so tired last night. I think that had a lot to do with it.
Probably.
Well, day before yesterday, we tore apart the cold room and reset it, and we purged. And some of you knew about it because I mentioned it to yesterday. I mentioned it. So yes, this morning, or was it? Wait, the Joy T's like, what other thing? Well, me and Zaza did a podcast, but the podcast didn't occur because Zaza was down with influenza. So we need to make a new date for the podcast. You can learn more about Zaza on the podcast. What is the art that you are proud of how you made it? That's from Giovanna.
To me,
Yeah, for you. Yeah.
this, and it's only here because I'm going to hang it up. I did a stained glass course in the summer, 6 weeks.
Oh, that's pretty.
And I made that. And I think
That's
that's the right
gorgeous.
side. I made 2.
Oh, I like those. You need to send me one.
Oh,
look at me hitting you up.
yeah. No, you're not getting them.
That's too bad, right?
Yeah. No,
Too bad, so sad.
Blood, sweat, and tears went into these. But no, I really enjoyed that. And
it looks like fun.
I was quite impressed with how they turned out.
Let me see.
A 6-week course.
Jamie asked, what is your favorite sewing, quilting, traditional piecing or paper piecing?
I love EPP is my thing. English paper piecing. That's my favorite.
And Bonnie says, that's beautiful, Zaza, on your stained glass. And then Mona says she loves stained glass. That's beautiful. And then Janice says, well, pooh, my 18-year-old grandson borrowed grandpa's truck. Roads and weather is terrible. And he was, oh no, he was involved in an accident. We are told he is alert and breathing.
Oh no.
Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah. I hope he's okay.
Goodness gracious. That's enough to scare anyone.
That sounds serious.
Yeah. Does sound serious. All right, keep bringing in questions. So I want to know, have you ever been to the Highlands?
Yeah.
So what is it like going to the Highlands? Can you kind of describe what it's like being there?
It's just like here. It's just sorry, it's just the same. It's just a different part of the country. It's a bit more barren, it's a bit more rugged.
Yeah, it looks so beautiful from movies and stuff I've seen.
It can be very bleak up there in the winter.
I can imagine.
But yeah, it's just another part of the country. It's not it's not really that much different. Less people, apart from in the summer when it's absolutely heaving with tourists. But yeah, it's just.
Do a lot of people live in the Highlands, or is it like a very natural setting like what we have here in Greenland in areas?
There's quite a few people, but there's smaller towns and they're more spread about. Really,
do they have highways and stuff between these areas?
No. Some of them it's single track roads. Okay.
So how do they travel back and forth between them?
Like just by car, bus.
Okay.
That's usually why all the Americans have a fit when they come over here, because they're like, I can't drive on a road like this. No, where's your highways? And it's like, yeah, no, it's.
If you lived in rural America, you probably could.
Yeah, it's just the same thing. It's just you know, a rural.
Janet, wait, Laura says, Janet, I pray everyone involved is safe. My daughter was rear-ended last night. She's okay, but shaking up, sending prayers to you. And Mona says, Joy T, great minds think alike. And then Joy T says, I'm getting hungry, Mona. We ate out at the hotel today. So I don't have to cook tonight. I had a date with my honey, and I took pictures of the food we ate too. Ooh, speaking of pictures.
We were actually supposed to go up to the Highlands last week, up to Aviemore, for a week. But obviously that didn't happen.
Let's see if I can show you what we had today.
Oh, that looks like a donut.
So Nikolai had ribeye steak with mushrooms and bacon with a baked potato, and I had ribeye steak with baked potato and stir fry vegetable, which you can't see up because it's up underneath the steak. And
Yeah.
then they always put the little roasted tomato on top as decoration. Denise says, okay, I was blocked by YouTube. Google URL for Trump Pharmacy for weight loss meds. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Have you ever heard that Italian food for his, wait. Mona says, Joy T, I have cold pizza from lunch, but I will probably have Klondike instead. And then Giovanna says, have you heard that Italian foods is now a heritage of UNESCO? No, I did not know that. I'll have to look that up.
Well,
That's
it's like
cool.
you get British foods that are protected and things.
Yeah. So we have UNESCO sites here too.
Yeah.
All of the Norse ones are UNESCO. Is steak expensive in Greenland? Everything is expensive that's not indigenous to Greenland.
It's the same here. Meat is expensive here.
So beef, chicken, pork, bacon. I mean, bacon's gone up to 50 kronas for a 3-packer, and it's like crazy. And I'll show you what I mean by a 3-pack. Bacon I bought today.
Huh?
I'm looking for the bacon I bought today. I told them that the bacon had gone up to 50 kronas. Didn't these used to have 4 in them, babe?
Okay.
Or has it always been 3? So this bacon is by Tula. So I don't know if you have. Do you have Tulip in Scotland?
Yeah, tulip bacon. That's Danish bacon.
Yeah. So you probably recognize this thing, don't you?
Yeah.
So this is a
Packaging's
3-pack.
slightly different. My favourite is roast pancetta slices.
Yeah, we get pancetta too. I just
I
didn't buy
like
any
it sliced
before
like
now.
bacon, not cubed.
Yeah. So this comes as a 3-pack, and the 3-pack has 325-gram packs. This now costs 50 kroners. It used to be 30 kroners a year ago.
So how much is that in dollars?
Hang on. Oh, here we go. Let's find Google.
Because that amount of bacon here would be over 10. It would probably be about.
Yeah, because there's only like 9 slices, either 8 slices or 9 slices in each one of these.
Yeah. Is it back bacon?
Huh?
Is it back bacon? You know, with the
No,
the
there's no
rind
back, no rind on it. It's just sliced bacon.
just the thin rashers.
Yeah.
Here
Yeah,
that would be about probably about $7-8 equivalent.
Yeah, $7.86 in US dollars, and you use pounds, right?
Yeah.
So in pounds, it would be, that's pound sterling, yes?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure. It would be $5.88 over your way.
Yeah.
But they have these they're 3-packs like that.
But
They have
that's
like this little
that
good
would be
thing
on
in
offer
between them.
here if you've got like 2 packets, you'd get it for that price. If you bought the packets individually, it would be dearer.
Yeah, it would be worse. Yeah.
So it sounds like your prices are
I've seen
similar
one
to
bag.
ours.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's what our bacon looks like. So we basically went shopping today, and when we were in Brewston today, they had ducks on sale. That's 2,400, right, honey? Essa. Hang on a minute, y'all. Those small ducks are 2,400 grams, right?
Huh?
The small ducks
Yeah.
are 2,400?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the ducks we bought today were 2,400 grams. They were on sale in Brewston for 179 kroners. And so we bought one for us and 2 for his mom, because we were buying a care package for his mother. And so we got all that taken care of, and then we went down to Pacific to just pick up some small things. Pacific had that same bird on sale for 99 kroners. Boy, did that irritate me.
Yeah, that's always a bit painful. You just bought something and you get it cheaper somewhere else.
Yeah. Joy T says hot dogs are $6.99. Yes, Denise, you did hear right. In January, our electricity is going to go up 7%.
Well, we pay the most expensive utilities in the Western world in the UK.
Their excuse is that they need to build a stronger financial baseline so that they can spend money on infrastructure. And our electricity comes from hydropower, not from any gas-driven or fossil fuel. So they're not only going to charge us, because our electric bill is a combination bill of our electricity and water. And me and Nikolai have been having a discussion over the last 2 weeks about he's really noticing when we go to the grocery store how much of his income is being sucked up by food prices right now.
Yeah, everything, and it's not going up by a little bit. So I was at
It's gone up by a lot.
the other week, and a pack of something had gone up 50 pence.
Yeah.
You know,
And our income's not going with it.
that's probably about 65 cents.
Mm-hmm.
So from 1 week to the next, one item had gone up by 65 cents.
Yep.
And it's like, but that's across all your shoppings going up like that.
Yep. And to me, this is not okay for these companies to jack prices up, but our employers will not raise our income.
Well, it's not that. You wouldn't mind, but then the companies post that they're making record profits.
Exactly. They're making money off of us while we have to do without things that we normally, or we're having a hard time saving money, putting money aside for emergencies if we're being sucked dry by stuff like that. Because today, I couldn't believe how much we spent today. It was crazy. Now, prices with indigenous food is different. Like if you go down to the fish market, you can get salmon or cod for 50 kroners per kilo. That's cheap. Because if you buy it from the grocery store, you're going to pay way more for it. Or whale meat or any meat that's raised here. The one thing that does seem to stay expensive, even though it's native to Greenland, is sheep. I don't understand why the prices keep going up on it when it's naturally raised here. They're fed on the land, and I just don't get it. And they charge the locals here way more than they should for all that stuff.
Yeah.
but I feel like I can eat seafood for way more cheaper than most Americans can, because living in Florida, shrimps even back then were $50 a pound in Florida.
Yeah, seafood's expensive here.
But here my husband sends home a case of shrimps. And if you go to the grocery store, I think they're 100 and something kroners a box or something like that. But that's for sea cooked. He sends home raw Japanese shrimps, what he sends home. And when I say Japanese shrimp, I don't mean they're Japanese shrimp like biologically Japanese. We call them Japanese shrimp because they're good sized shrimps that get sent, that are flash frozen. They're not cooked.
And
They're
then
not
it's
sea
sent to
cooked.
Japan.
Yeah, and they go to Japan, and they also go to Italy, because Italy also buys flash frozen shrimps.
That's the same here. Most of our seafood actually ends up abroad.
Yeah. And because every time that they really have a good fish, when shrimps are really large, like we have in the freezer right now, which those came from the East Coast, Nikolai will send home the shrimps when they're that big. They were large this time compared to the usual sizes. Oh, and I need to catch up on the chat. I stopped it so I could catch up and I got sidetracked. Let me see. Everything's expensive anywhere anymore, says Bonnie. And then Mona says, I pray that I can tap dance. Right leg is still not working after a fall 7 weeks ago. Ooh. Denise is just having a hard time catching a break. Let me see. Rita says that is the exact reason more and more people are just cutting meat altogether. I'm not cutting meat out of my diet. Sorry, not happening. I will sacrifice vegetables just to eat meat.
Well, no, that's the wrong way around. You need less meat than you do vegetables.
Exactly. You can't, yeah. Giovanna says she gets beef for 15 euros a kilo. Let's see, today I paid 50. What did I pay for that ground beef today? Babe, is this almost a kilo, or is that a half a kilo?
Half a kilo.
Half a kilo? Okay. So today I bought 2 half-kilo packages of ground beef that were 50 kroners, 50.22 kroners, which would be, and I think it was supposed to be on sale. Let me see, which would be $7.86 for a half a kilo of meat. A half a kilo would be 8 ounces, right? Something like that.
Yeah, that's about that's cheap. That's cheaper than we pay here.
Yeah, it was on sale today. Now, normally it's been sitting up there around 65 kroners per half kilo.
But I buy my meat from the butchers, don't buy meat from the supermarket.
So what I have in my freezer right now, I started buying whole chickens by the case. I buy chicken legs by the case now to save money. And I also buy pork tenderloins by the case. And then during the summer months, we go with Torben out fishing and stuff when we put salmon and cod and reindeer in our freezer. And then Nikolai sends shrimps home. And so that supplements our food table. Everybody supplements their food table pretty much in Greenland. Because of how expensive it is to get things. Katie.
It sounds like you pay similar prices to us, though.
Yeah, it does, especially for imported meat. Yeah, anything imported costs out the butt. Giovanna said she would love to get salmon cheap. Come live here, you'll have it for free.
Salmon here is farm salmon, and I wouldn't eat it.
Yeah, we don't have we have no farming here.
No, Atlantic salmon is too expensive here.
We have northern Atlantic salmon here. Katie, it's because they export mutton. Ew, I would not even eat mutton.
Mutton's just cheap, over a year old.
It smells.
It's just it's just lamb over a year old. That's all mutton
I
is.
know, but it smells, and it's like, no, I'm not eating it. Let me see. Raven says a pound of large shrimp was $8 US today. Yeah, but when in Florida, that's not the case. They have always been expensive in Florida. Unless something's changed in Florida, I don't know about. Denise says you have to look at the cost for every industry that has to touch a product to bring it to market. Each has cost and profit margin. Yeah, but you know what, Denise? Companies should not be making billions.
Yeah, they're making, it's when they post it, they're making
If they want to make
profits.
$1 million a year, that's fine. But making billions while they raise prices for hard-earned working people, that's just ripping people off. Raven, Mona says, Raven, I used to buy when on sale, but I'm only have a fridge freezer now. It's very small. Raven says, we have deer that's about to be done at the processor this week. So we have been trying to make space. Yeah, my freezer is now loaded. I thought I wasn't going to get everything I bought in it today because I came home with 2 ducks, a case of whole chickens, a case of pork tenderloins. I had already bought a case of chicken legs a week ago. And then I added some frozen fruit. What else did I put in there? So I bought quite a bit today. Hello, Kevin. He says, word up, everybody.
Oh, that's
welcome,
Tuber
welcome.
Chat, Kevin.
Yep.
Hi, Kevin.
Mr. Kevin of Tuber Chat. Yep. And Mona says, love deer meat, but no hunters left in the family except for my mom. And she can't see well enough now. And
yeah, Mona, don't give your mom a rifle. It's time to out hunting.
Yeah. Let's see. Giovanna says she goes to a Muslim butcher. The meat is a lot fresher. Makes good sense to me. And Mona says, I only like smoked salmon. Mutton is adult lambs, or mutton is adult sheep's, basically.
Yeah.
You have lamb, which is babies, and then you have sheep that are
Lamb
adults.
is sheep up to a year old.
Yeah.
And then you get hogs, which is sheep, which I thought were pigs, but hogs are sheep up to 2.
Oh, I didn't know that. And then let me see. Giovanna's, wait. Joy T says, I typically buy, is that halal chicken, beef, lamb, and goat? What does that mean?
It's the way it's killed.
Oh, got ya. And then Raven says, that's crazy. That it's more in Florida. I'm in Wisconsin, and far from the ocean, you can get, yeah, it's weird in Florida. It always has been weird in Florida. You go to Jacksonville Beach to get shrimp, and it costs you $50 a pound.
Now, is it dearer in Florida because people will pay more for it in Florida?
I don't know. I don't know why they charge. Florida's weird. Florida's like California when it comes to certain things. Some things are just freaking expensive because they get away with doing it. Because it's the Sunshine State. Let's bring all the snowbirds down here and then make high prices and make money off of them.
Giovanna, a lamb is up to a year old, and by then it's more than fully grown. It's hardly a baby. It's not like eating veal that's weeks old.
What was that, honey?
Giovanna.
Your stuff fell down.
From where?
From the round table.
Oh. Use that tote that we bought to put all that stuff in it then. So probably Sunday, since I have no live, I don't think I have any live of Sunday. I better look before I open my mouth. I don't think I have a live on Sunday. If I do, then you'll know I lied. But if not, we are going to do another room.
So you said your cold room. So have you got like just an unheated room you use for storage then?
Yeah, it has a radiator in it, but we have it turned off. There's no windows in it, nothing. So there no light can be in there other than when you flip the light switch on.
Uh-huh.
So I store all my canned stuff. I have jars of flour and sugar and tea that I keep in there, along with spices and things that I buy in bulk, and then I go in there, and anytime I need to fill up a spice jar, I go and get it and fill the spice jar up, and then put it back in the cold room because it keeps it cold. It's cooler in there, and it stays fresh for a long time because light's not doing anything or heat's not doing anything. And we also store other things. Right now, his Legos are in there. I have moved quite a bit of all of my yarn stash is now in there. And about 60% of my fabric stash is now in there. So now I have to go, what I'll be doing now that we've got that all reorganized, and then we purged a bunch of stuff out of there. And through some stuff. We still have to take 4 boxes to the Red Cross. We forgot to do that today. So we're going to try to do it tomorrow. If not, we'll do it on Monday. And because we're giving, I don't wear my denim pants anymore. I actually couldn't believe I thought I had a pair of Levi's, but the Levi's I had, they were the expensive kind. I'm like, I only wore those like twice. But I'm giving away 7 pairs of jeans, donating them to the Red Cross because I'm sure somebody will want to wear them, or they'll turn them into something. And we, any clothing that neither one of us hardly ever wore, we're donating those. So we ended up with 3 boxes of clothes to donate. And I had 3 cake pans, so I came off one of them because I don't need 3 of them. And then when we get into our bedroom, we're probably going to do some purging in our bedroom too, of things we don't use or don't need anymore. Basically, lots of reorganizing and cleaning because we're going to be working out of the craft room. Denise says, I totally agree with you, but if folks keep buying, they will keep raising prices to see how high they can go. And that includes fabric. Yeah. I don't understand that. Right now, I have a worry about trying to find thread. Let me see. I missed something else. Laura says, growing up, my dad and uncle always hunted and fished. That fed families. My granddad raised rabbits. For me, it was what they did to survive. Yeah, I think a lot of people need to learn how to grow their own food out in their small yards and stuff if they can. And find local butcher companies instead of box stores to try to buy fresher meat. That way it might be cheaper.
Thing is, I would rather eat meat less often and eat better quality meat.
Yeah, definitely.
Than buy cheaper meat that's...
Yeah, exactly. I would not eat meat from Walmart. I'm sorry. Not happening.
Which is why I go to buy my meat at the butcher's. I'd rather eat less meat, have less days that I eat meat, and buy better quality meat.
When I look at the meat in Walmart, I'm like, it just looks gross. You can tell the difference between a butcher's meat and that meat that's in there. The ground beef looks like they took all the muscle out of it and made it into this fatty something, because it's very light pink color instead of that bright red you're used to seeing. Now, Giovanna says here they consider lamb 1 month old, and no way would I eat that.
Oh no, I wouldn't eat them. That's
yeah, the lambs that we eat here in Greenland, they are born in the spring and they don't cull them until the fall.
Yeah, their lambs are like fully grown because you know by the size of the
Yeah. Robin says butterfly shrimp is $16.99 a pound last week. Wow, maybe they stopped selling it for such high price. Because Robin lives in Florida. And then Giovanna, sorry. She says, but then I grew up in Kenya where you eat well-grown animals, sheep, pigs, and cows, all fully grown. Yep. And then Robin says kilo is 2.2 pounds.
Yep.
And Mona says we used to eat rabbit when they were a kid. And then Bonnie says, have you thought about cutting your jeans up to make quilts? No. I don't want to deal with the weight of jeans. Butterfly shrimps. Those are the really, Robin, are those the big ones, or are they the ones in between the popcorn
Butterflies,
shrimps and the large shrimp?
And they're butterflied.
Okay. And then Raven says, I don't buy meat from Walmart, but I have other options that are the same price and closer. Cool. Now I'm caught up on the chat. And I'm hot. I am sweating in here in this house. The weather is very weird today. There's a light wind and it's coming from the south, seems like, again. But the temperature outside right now is, oh, right, the temperature went up. Oh, no wonder I'm hot. Hang on, watch this, you guys. Let's see what the bot says. Come on, wakey, wakey. It says it's 38 degrees Fahrenheit at 3 degrees Celsius, and the wind is blowing from the northeast at 17 miles an hour. Northeast, my foot.
That's just about body temperature.
Yeah, it is. And I'm over here sweating. When we were in the grocery store today, I told Nicola, I said,
In Celsius.
it seems so hot in the grocery store today. You know what they started doing because our summertime temperatures have changed so much? They started putting in refrigeration for a lot of things like produce and
You didn't need before.
yeah, they're having to keep things cold because the inside of the stores is staying too warm. And I think Pacific now has AC system or HVAC system to keep the store a little bit cooler during the summer months. They've been working on putting in ductwork for that because our summers have been a lot warmer than it's ever been. Katie, that is the same temperature we're having, says Giovanna. So you and I are neck and neck on temperatures. Nona says, oh, Mona's leaving. Mona says, have a great night. Good night, Mona. See you on the next wherever.
We've been on.
She has a live on Monday, but did she have a live before then by any chance?
I don't know. I don't know if she's on with anybody. So that's what I've got done tonight, my Christmas tree bag.
Yeah. Look at that. That's cute. Oh, that's adorable. Wait a minute. Let me spotlight you so they can get a better look. Wow, that's super
I did
cute.
the medium one on my live a few weeks ago and I had it all cut out, ready to go.
Wow, that's cool.
For a reusable bag. And then there's the neck. You got 3 sizes.
Oh, 3 different sizes?
And the pattern.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
they were quite cute as reusable
bags. That is cute. That's very cute. Love it. Has anyone seen the bot share Zaza's channel by any chance? Because I kind of haven't been paying attention. Let me share Zaza's channel because I know I have the bot doing it, but I don't know if it's done it tonight or not.
But that pattern's been all over Instagram, but this one's by Notch's Sewing. And you get 3 different sizes. And I made a few. I made that one out of felt. And I just zigzagged it. It's not lined or anything.
Cute. Wow.
And then that's just an unlined one.
Yep. That's lovely. Let me see. Cynthia says she loves it. That's so cute. Hey, Andrea. She says, howdy, friends. Denise says to Raven and Laura, Oh, okay. I have someone who shops for me at Walmart, so I guess I don't have any other point of reference to compare them to. Cynthia says, I love that fabric. Giovanna says, that is so cute. Joy T says, very cute. Um, Bonnie says, you're warmer than me, Katie. Ours is 28 degrees right now with a wind chill that feels like 23. And then she says, love that bag, Zaza. It's adorable. Raven says, Walmart is over 50 miles away. Wow. Denise says, Zaza, what pattern is your tree purse?
It's not cheese sewing.
Can you share the name of it in the chat?
And I'm just going to get the front page. And it came with 3 sizes. And it is and it's they've got a website, but I can't find the front page of my pattern. That's what I'm trying to find, the front page. Oh, it just says not cheese sewing. It's the Christmas tree drawstring gift bag.
Not just sewing. Okay. So Andrea says, I don't know what is wrong with me, but I can't seem to wake up. I've slept all night last night and all day today, and I have had a headache and a tummy ache. Maybe you should get checked out, Andrea.
But they also do one that's kind of squared off at the bottom for bottles and things.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
And they have a YouTube channel that shows you how to, like a video shows you how to do it.
Sherry says she bought that pattern and needs to make some.
But I've made a few that are unlined and they're much quicker because, to be honest, you don't need the gift bag to be lined. You just need it to cover the present.
Yeah. Laura says, I want to ask for a friend, how many people has gotten a message from their personal friend, potential spam by the from their personal friend, potential spam. By the way, she can wait and I'll get back with you. The 5, huh? She can wait and I'll get back with, oh, the 5 calls to date. I don't know what that means.
I think that is just a spam thing, Laura.
It sounds like spam to me.
It's coming up, so it comes up like a spam warning, but it probably is spam.
Giovanna says you could have the flu coming on, Andrea. Just keep yourself warm.
But yeah, Katie, I think I'm going to have to call it a night.
Yeah, we're 2 hours in, and I was going to ask when did you want to
Because I need to go and get my medicine before Norman goes to bed.
Okay.
Because I have lidocaine patches that he needs to put on for me because I can't reach on my back where they go.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to get him to do it before he goes to bed.
Okay, so you're ready to stop now, or did you want to go 30 more
I'm
minutes?
ready to stop now if that's okay, so that he can get to his
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah.
He's
Okay,
still
so
not 100%.
let me spotlight you one more time, and then tell them about how to get. And I'm gonna share your link in the channel again. Tell them about your channel and when you're usually going to be lives or you're planned to be live.
So
And then,
I am Zaza, the Inappropriate Quilter. I do crafty things, not necessarily all quilting. Sometimes, usually it's sewing and sewing related, but sometimes on Wednesday I did paper decorations. But usually it's a sewing of some sort. And it's just a very new channel, so I have lots of glitches and things, and it's a big learning curve for me. So you have to be patient, please. But yeah, I go live on a Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, which is 6 p.m. Central time, I think. And that's midnight UK time. And I also go live on a Wednesday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, which is 1 p.m. UK time.
All these time differences you and I have to keep
Yes.
up with.
So that's twice a week is usually when I go, on a Saturday at 7 p.m. and a Wednesday at 8 a.m. And
Did
I
you say
feel that can
Wednesday or
catch most
Thursday?
people.
Sorry. Did you say Wednesday or Thursday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay. Got it. If you guys have not gone over to Zaza's channel, go over and subscribe to her channel and help her channel grow. Watch some of her, watch her videos to give her some watch hours. We, as a community, this is how we help each other as small channels. We watch each other's videos. We try to get into lives if we can, and if not, there's replays like we always talk about. So go over and do what you can to help her grow, and get to know Zaza. And I'm going to try to we're going to try to set up when to put the podcast out too. So you're leaving now, so maybe we can talk sometime next week about when we can get your podcast up
you
and
can
running.
catch me if you. I know you're not very keen on Discord, but because I only check my emails once a day, my personal emails, and because I'm fed up checking work emails all the time, so I only check my personal emails once a day in the morning. But if you
Do you check personal messages in Discord?
Yes, I'll see them. They pop up on my phone, you see, so I see them.
Okay, then I'll just send you a message on Discord. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have trouble navigating Discord for the most part.
But on Discord, you can video chat like this.
I know, but there's all this stuff on one side, and I can't tell what goes to which channel.
Yeah, but when you're sending a personal message on Discord, you can also video chat.
Okay. Yeah, I seem to recall there was. Yeah, I'm still struggling trying to find my way around that. It's not very
It's
user
just
friendly at all.
it's another learning curve. It's one
Yeah,
of these
it
things.
is. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely not
There's
for the week
so
of
many of them.
part. Thank you for coming to my live tonight.
I know.
Really
thank you very
appreciate
much for having me on, and thank you everybody for tuning in and watching. That was very kind of you to have me on, Katie.
Yeah, I love having people on here if you hadn't noticed. Well, it's fun because you get to learn each other and talk about different things. And, you and I are on this side of the pond, so we have a different experience that we can share with other people who can't travel, get on the airplane and go see places. It's a great way to share certain things with them too. So that's what I love about all of this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as I say, I will head just now. But again, thank you for having me on. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. And Katie's still staying on, so
yeah, for another 30 minutes and then I'm getting off.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming and have a good night. And I'll see you on your next live too.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Let me see here. They were talking about some kind of spam stuff, looks like. You should put UK time as well when you announce your live, Zaza. I'll mention that to her, Denise. Joy T, I'm not leaving yet. I'm gonna wait another 30 minutes. The flu is, see here. Carbon monoxide detectors. Hubby is fun and so are the dogs. Giovanna says, that is so true, Andrea. Listen to Denise. Bonnie says, good night. Hope you continue to feel better. Good night, Katie and Nico. Always enjoy your lives, Katie. And Zaza, I'll watch you as well. And then Laura says, Zaza, I'll catch your replays. My husband and I are full-time caregivers, and I can only watch from time to time, but we both love you. Laura says, have you tried calling the friend or another number you have for them? I get spam likely calls a couple times a day. Usually it rings 3. Yeah, I don't even know anything about that part because I don't get phone calls. All right, so I almost have this block finished. I need to press it and trim it, and then I can sew that number 4 quadrant complete together. I will mention to Zaza what you said up above about the putting UK time on her site. Because she had already left when I read that. I have this song stuck in my brain. It's like a loop-de-loop in my brain of a song that even my husband's been watching it the last couple of days because the song is haunting along with the video. Raven says that she lost her Sojo, and Giovanna says she has too. Aw. What can we do to help you with that? Is it because the holidays are approaching, or is it something else? Okay, now we can put that last one set together and we'll have all 4 of them done. And then I can quit the live tonight. Indian Christmas songs make Christmas over. Have you heard the Indian Christmas songs? No. The song I'm talking about is it depends on what kind of music y'all like, because it's a little I love it, but I have always liked that kind of stuff anyway. In between all my rock and roll and everything else. But I'll post the link and you all can go watch it if you want to, but beware. It's a little bit dark. The song's not dark, but the video is dark. You'll know what I mean when you see it. And this man is this young man who's created his video. He lives, I think, in Poland or somewhere like that. So you can hear the accent when he's singing. But the song is called I Got You. Oh, darn, it was right there in front of me. There it is. But they're calling it music, which is interesting. I don't think it's pop music. So later, if you have time, go listen to the song to see what you think about it. Purple cabin is the wrong way. Yes, it is. Thank you for telling me because I would have accidentally sewn that the wrong way. This is the right way. Okay. Thank you. Raven, you're on top of it. So Giovanna says they are normal Christmas songs, but sung with an Indian accent. I'll have to check into it. My room is a mess. That is why, and I don't feel like tidying, says Giovanna. You know what you could do is pick one small. I can't say nothing. Look how long the craft room has not been fixed. I mean, reset since the accident because I don't want to go in there. But I am making a real effort to get to that point. It was a year ago today that I was going in the ER because I had fractured my back. I have been struggling since then to get back to my norm. Yep, you had a tough year. Giovanna says they are so funny. I've been on a strange kick lately of listening to music that's not in the usual norm of things. I found some Native American music I've been listening to, especially with the flutes and stuff. And yeah, I've been on a strange kick. Actually, I like music like, besides rock music and heavy hard rock and I like all music except for country and hip hop and rap. I don't care for any of those. But I will listen to music that's different. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Enigma. I like Enigma music. I like Lorena McKinnick music, which is I think she's Scottish. Her music is so beautiful. But I also like music where you have Native American people or other indigenous people playing their music. I like listening to that. And I've come to love quite a bit of the Greenlandic music, even though I don't know what they're singing about. I have to ask Nikolai what they're singing about. A lot of times, some of the songs are about hunting and stuff. He does have a nice voice, Raven. Giovanna says she loves all music, but not hard rock so much. I used to couldn't listen to certain kinds of hard rock, and now the older I get, the more I want to listen to it, especially if it has a lot of guitar riffs being played. I want to just sit and listen to the guitar part of it. And nobody plays the guitar like Slash does. Oh my God. That man can play. Flora Cash is pretty good, but haven't listened to them lately. I don't know who that is. I'll have to look into that one. My friend that I talk about on and off, her name, Melanie, y'all heard me mention her. She's always sending me new links to music that's not the usual norm music because she likes music. She likes listening to music from people who are starting out that play or that sing about things that are not the usual norm to sing about. And let me tell you what, some of those songs are just like, I have to listen to it more than once because it's different. And some of the stuff that's said in them is like, wow, that is so deep. Let me see. Laura says, Giovanna, I'm grateful for my YouTube family and friends. They have gotten me through the hardest times in our life. And we will always be here for you, Laura. Always. And then Giovanna says, Laura, I worry when I don't see you in chats. That makes two of us. Yeah, when I don't see you for 2 or 3 days, I think something's wrong. And I start asking people, Have you seen Laura today? It's because we love you. And I don't want you to think I'm being facetious or anything like that. I'm not. I'm serious. This community is special, and we have to, keep nurturing it and being there for each other during even when it's a hard time, be there for each other. Are y'all loving this Tula Pink as it's coming together? I can't wait till I start putting at least one set to build one of the quadrants completely together so we can have a bigger look at it, because I think it's going to look very cool. I'll be right back. I need to take a bio. They're building. Sorry about that. I couldn't hold it anymore. Sorry, I'm back. I had to go to the bathroom. Let's see here. Okay, hang on a second. Giovanna says, we sure do love Laura. Giovanna, thank you. Your kindness is so appreciated. Giovanna says, oh, I will call it a night. Bye, everyone. See you, Giovanna. And Bonnie says, yes, I love the colors and all of the blocks are beautiful. Raven says, I love it. I'm not sure what I would do with it, but definitely is something I would make. Yeah, well, it's going to look like this, Raven, in case you haven't seen the pattern. This is before the borders. So I'll be making 4 quadrants that look like this. So all the smaller quadrants you see me making right now will go together in each of these, because I'm making 4 of each thing. Then when you put the border on it, it'll be like this. Cindy Surratt, Giovanna. Here's actually an overall picture of it. What is, because it'll finish at 84.5 by 84.5. It's going to be a square. And that's what it'll look like all finished up. Let's see. Raven says, okay, who is babysitting? No one. This is one of those times when I don't have someone. And then Laura says, I appreciate the concern from everyone. My health is complicated and I watch lives when I can. I truly love and appreciate the support everyone gives. Hey, we are there for you anytime, any place. Laura said, or yeah, Raven says it looks intimidating, but watching you make it look manageable. It is. It really is. When I first started out, I thought it was going to be painful to do, but the further along I get with it, the easier it's actually getting. Now, I haven't got to the snail part of it yet. Now we'll see what. And someone told me when I started the snail part of it to be careful. Don't go fast, because you got to pay attention to how you're putting the pieces on there. But yeah, so far I'm actually really enjoying this. When I first started, I didn't know how I felt about it, because I'm not a Tula person, but this has truly been fun, and the colors are coming together in a way I didn't expect. It's probably painful to sit and sew, says Raven. I want to buy a desk that if I want to stand up and sew, you can make it go up. But I realize if I do that, I'm going to have to get a longer cord for my pedal. Raven says, I fondle my fabric with intention to sew and have things to do with it, but I just kind of set it down and walk away. Oh. Do you have any scraps in your sewing area by any chance? Because I would like to make a suggestion if you do. Most of us have some kind of scrap bucket or something. Ha ha, yes. Okay. What about just pulling a small handful, 4 or 5 pieces, just something small, and sit down in front of your machine. Don't think about what you're going to do with it. Just take these 4 or 5 pieces and just turn your machine on and just start sticking them through the machine without thinking about it until you have all those 5 pieces joined into one piece. See what happens by doing that. Either A, you'll still not feel like sewing, or B, you'll suddenly be like, oh, let's do some more of that. Make it, don't think about it, just sew it. Because that's what I do when I get in funks all the time. That's what I call it a funk, because funks don't always funks. How do I put this? Funks are not always sewing related. They're part of my mental makeup. The kind where I just want to sit in front of the TV and veg all day, do absolutely nothing but binge watch. I mean, literally, don't function doing anything. Don't get up and take a shower. Don't go make food. Go the entire day and don't eat. Just sit right there in front of that TV and do absolutely nothing. I go through that too. And I might do 3 or 4 days. Sometimes I've done a whole entire week that way. And you're like, how can you do that? That's why I call it a funk, because I just fall into this thing where it's like this big deep hole and it's hard to get myself back out of it. And then one day I come walking through here and I'm like, gosh, I haven't sewn in a week. What's wrong with me? And I'll pick up a small pieces of scrap and I sew it together, and and as long you just have to, when you do that, don't think about what you're doing. And yes, this time of the year affects many of us. Raven says, be right back. The dog is whining and climbing on me. And see what happens by just mindless sewing. Laura says, Raven, along with the past 7 years, my daughter was rear-ended in an accident last night. Sometimes I wonder what is going on. Yeah. When it rains and it pours, Laura. I know the feeling. She says, okay, I heard you. Be right back. Okay. Laura says, my daughter's fine. She ended up with a fat lip and her truck can be repaired. That's a good thing. Yes. Bonnie says, sounds like depression to me. I know I go through that too. Yeah, I definitely have depression, but I don't get treated for it because well, I've been treated for it in the past where I used or they've used medication. Problem is I can only use like certain kinds of antidepressant medicine. Because we have experienced where they've used one kind and it would trigger graphic nightmares, which means it's part of my history of stuff. And I would literally wake up screaming because I thought somebody did something to me. And it was the medicine that was causing it. Because I already had bad dreams when I wasn't on medicine. And but then they found the right kind of medicine and I felt like $1,000,000 when I was on it. I was active, I wasn't, vegging. What you looking for, baby? Hey.
Listen, please.
Was it over there that you ordered?
I want quick call.
What about in your junk basket? I mean, in your scrap basket.
I can't find it.
Do you have it in spare parts?
Probably.
Okay, we've got the 4th one done. Yay! Now we have all 4 done. So now I get to move on to the next set. So let me show you what the next set will be when I start on it. We're not starting on it tonight though. So the next set we're going to be doing will be these 4. I've already got the fabric pressed. I just haven't cut the fabric yet. And when we get them all done, we're going to build a block that looks like this. And we'll have to build 4 of them. So that'll be the next set of blocks to do. So we're coming along on this book. We're now going to be moving to page 25 of page 42. So we are coming along. Okay. Laura says, lately I've been having these poor me moments. That's not like me. I always look to the future and positive things to come. I wish I could give you a hug to help and be there for you, Laura. I would. Okay. Denise says, I've been listening to music. It may not help me do the things I procrastinate about, but it helps me calm down the traffic back up in my mind. Yes, I've been doing that too. Sometimes I'll turn it way. When we were working the other day, pulling apart the cold room, I had the music cranked up as loud as it would go in the bedroom. And we kept that music running the whole time we were going, just to keep our self-focused. When does Myra come next? Maybe it is this Sunday we have a live. Let me look. Let's see, today is Okay, we have our Peace of Mind Mending Pieces is scheduled for the 21st of December at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Katie, I could use a hug. I'll take a virtual hug. Big hug from me, okay? I'm there, I hope that helps. Yes. So the 21st is when we're doing the next one. Yeah, so this Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. No, Tuesday I have a members only live. I gotta remember that. But Sunday and Monday, I think we're gonna tear up the next room. How about an anti-touch virtual hug, says Rita. 21st, Raven. 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Hey, if you need to talk to Raven, if you email me, if you want to talk to Myra, email me. Hang on a minute. Email me and I'll send the email to her, and maybe you two can talk to each other on Messenger. If you need someone, if you need a little help. Laura says, thank you, Katie. Thank you, sweet lady. Bonnie says, a big hug from me to Laura. And then Raven says, Laura, it will get better. Hugs. Yeah, we'll send lots of good thoughts and good vibrations your way, Laura. And know that we're all there for you. And I'm hot. Yeah, that's about the 5th time I said that, I'm sure. Bonnie, thank you, sweetheart. Those of you who are channel members, I'm going to post another announcement concerning our members only live, which is on the 16th of this month. Because I want to remind you we're doing it. I don't know that we'll run the live real long, because I need to get feedback from all of y'all on what kind of project we can do together as with the members. Yeah. And then, yeah, that's where we are on that. I jacked up the heat to 72 degrees. The temperature is starting to drop outside, says Raven. And Rita says, Raven, I am right there with you this time of the year. Is what I call hurry up and go. Yeah, the holidays bring out things that we all want to avoid. All right, how about the poll? Let's do that real quick. What does exogenesis mean? Option 1 was cloning, which is 21%. Mutation had 12%. Generation, and I wrote that short. What it is the next generation is not the same as parents, because I couldn't get the whole sentence in there. 56% voted on that, and 12% voted on inbreeding. That's out of 34 votes. The answer is the next generation is not the same as parents. That's the answer. So 56% of you got the answer right. Laura says, honestly, I am a survivor. I have been a caregiver and a survivor since I was 7. I'll get through this. It's a bump in the road. Yeah, me and Nikolai talk about bumps in the road. We have a bump in the road and we deal with it. If I have a bump in the road, he helps me deal with it. Raven, it's 77 in SoCal right now. I just turned on a fan. And Raven says, Denise, show off. Okay. So tomorrow on my next live, I'm going to work on probably either the friendship sew along or my channel, Katie's Creative Chaos. And Jess is going to be on the live with me tomorrow evening or tomorrow afternoon. So that starts at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. And I just want to say thank you for all of y'all who have stuck it out with the live tonight. Thank you for that. Oh, actually, no, I'm not going to work on the friendship quilt. I am going to work on block number 24 of the 1000 block, because I told you that's what we do. I'll have time to cut it up and everything tomorrow. So let me change that now. Oh, block. I almost forgot. And this is supposed to be the block that's called Snowshoe. Okay, and that means we'll be done. We need 12 more blocks to complete the whole quilt top this on this based on the size I plan on doing. So tomorrow, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Laura says, Katie, you get it. I've been married for 35 years and my husband understands. Yes, so does mine. Nikolai's so good about this, you know. He was waiting for me to have a meltdown when we were taking apart the cold room, and I didn't. It was like I was razor focused, and every time he says, you sure you want to do that? I'm like, I am not going to think about this. It's going out the door. I tried not to think about anything when I was doing it, and anything that we were taking out that we were either going to give away or throw away, I didn't overthink it because I knew if I did, I would end up keeping it, and I didn't want to do that. The idea was to, you know, clean up and make space so that we could clean out the sewing room. Oh, thank you, Laura, for the super chat. That means so much to me. Laura, the best jackhammer is the closest thing to you. And Laura says, Raven, you are right. Isn't that what, yeah, Rita says, isn't that what we made a jackhammer for? Those bumps in the road? Yes. That's a good way of putting it about the jackhammer. Thank you, Laura. I love you too. Y'all are the best group of people. Y'all come and what I don't deserve you guys. I really don't. I mean, I feel like I'm, you know, I'm always a hot mess, but y'all come anyway. And I appreciate that. Okay. Now I don't know if Donna is live right now or not. But if she is, y'all can slide on over. Let me see. Well, I don't know what her. Does anyone know if she's live right now? Hey, Jean. Let me go look and see if she's live. Because that's where I'm going to send you. Good people like you attract people to you. Aw, thank you for that. I only know one way to be, and that's me. With all of my mess and stuff. And Laura says, you are you, and that's why we're here. Thank you. That means so much to me. Do y'all want me to share if I can find if Donna's live? Do you want the link, or can you find it yourself? Let me go look. I'll go find it for you. Because I'm not sure that anyone. Uh-oh. I keep doing that.
Terrific week, and we are here.
That's so funny. Let me see if she's actually live. It looks like it's a premiere. You won't believe what happens next. Apparently there's a premiere going on. So let me share that with you guys. Okay, here's the link. And that's for Donna. Okay. All right. Thank you everyone for tonight. Remember to live, laugh, love, and dream. What do? You make something beautiful with it. And it doesn't matter what it is. Just do something beautiful. And I will see you tomorrow on the next live. Good night, everyone.